And chat, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Today we're going to be doing the final 2.x Hildebrand quest. And depending on how long that takes, we'll probably start 2.5. But we won't be doing much of 2.5 today, probably. Because I want to largely save that for the next couple streams where I can do a full day stream, because that's going to be a long adventure. And tonight we're doing Deltarune after the Final Fantasy XIV stream. So, we'll see how much 2.5 we do today. Oh yeah, let me join the voice chat. Hey! Hello.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
Going alright.
Hello.
Sup?
It's going good.
Was just watching a friend play Sonic Adventure for the first time.
Really? How's that going?
Well enough. He's having a bit of trouble. A bit of trouble with the Egg Viper.
Man, I haven't played Sonic Adventure 1 in a long time. I replayed 2 at some point in the 2010s, but I think the last time I played 1 was like 2006 or something.
Oh, 2 is fantastic. He picked up 1 and 2 at the same time, so he's going through. We're going to go through them both.
Nice. Yeah, 2 is my favorite Sonic game.
Yeah, it's definitely on my shortlist for the best as well. It's also a game that gets better if you go for a completionist run, because there's something very satisfying about getting A ranks in that game.
Yeah. The new patch is on Tuesday. Cool. Well, that won't affect me very much because it'll be a long time before I get to Endwalker, but that's what, 6.3?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
And I am terrified because they are overhauling Paladin, and that's the job I use for Savage.
Oh,
and
boy.
We are raiding on Wednesday.
Oh, no.
So I've got to learn the entirely new Paladin within 24 hours.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
And there's no way that the balance will be updated within that time period. Which is
See, this is why you just gotta main all of the tanks like I do.
They have a fair few quality of life things and also a new gold saucer mount. Okay, cool. I'll pick that up.
Yeah,
Any idea what the quality of life stuff is going to be?
Yes. The main one is something that's very convenient for organizing your inventory with your retainers or your saddlebags. It's like a button that just like stacks up everything that like just stacks up duplicate items. So like if you accidentally have 2 stacks of, cotton or whatever, it'll just lump them together because like that's a thing that you do all the time is like you have a bunch of like cotton in your inventory and cotton in your retainer inventory, and you forget where you have it, and so you have like too much inventory wasted space.
Nice.
they're adding the portraits to the start of dungeons and other duties now.
Oh yeah, they're also putting a search bar in the glamour dresser, which is a big deal and kind of surprising that they didn't have that yet.
And the new mount is actually a big reference to Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
It's the Blackjack, the airship that Setsa has at the start.
Nice.
There's also a corgi pet that's being added, but I don't know how to acquire that one.
And also a tiny little sheet ghost.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's a little spook. I am going the wrong way.
I to go is... Oh, I'm right next to it. Cool. Alright, Wymond. Well now, if it ain't my favorite venturer, my favorite Mithril Eye reporter along with her, tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? I see. As much as I'd like to help two lovely ladies, I'm afraid you found old Wymond at a loss. Ul'dah has more than its fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise. I reckon our phantom friend could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got the Sultan sworn in a right dither. Word has it they formed a regiment of their best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Lore. I'd say it's time we paid a visit to the heart of the sworn. Oi, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourselves involved in this. A man in my business develops a nose for danger, and this time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lie ahead, because I've got Loreweaver on my side. I definitely don't intend to do any fighting myself. We're just going to throw her at the problem. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Lore, time is of the essence. One sec, forgot to take a little bit of medicine.
Oh, that reminds me, thanks.
Alright, Scholar's Walk. Where is that?
It's near the Alchemist's Guild.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, Scholar's Walk out of the Alchemist's Guild, the base of the Sultan Sworn, as well as the main hospital of the city as well. It was a really nice little ladies' day where we actually went to the children's wing of the hospital and in order to give a really big party to all the little kids.
Nice. How much MGP do you have anyway? I have a little over 1 million. I think 1.02 million? Could be.
I've got 300,000, but that's because I've been a bit lazy and I also spent 1 million.
Where have I seen this man before? Alright, Humphrey. There's all these awful fantasy names, but sometimes the more mundane names are the awful ones.
Yep.
What kind of monster names their kid Humphrey?
Well, he's a bit surprised to see us, so I guess he's Humphrey off guard.
Halt! Only authorized personnel are allowed in... Thou bugger me with a broadsword. It's the Gentleman of Light's adventurer and companion, and that catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. The Gentleman of Light, huh? Well, well, if it isn't the self-styled Warrior of Light. Tell me, what tall tales did you spin to the Sultan Sworn recruiter to land yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing that Gentleman of Light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me, to the depths of me soul-like. I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm just like my hero, Master Hildebrand. The Sultan Sworn were impressed with my commitment and my sword arm, and they gladly welcomed me into their ranks. Wait, don't tell me. You've come to assist Master Hildebrand in his investigation, haven't you? Cor, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I could do to help the two ladies who united me with my role model. You'll be wanting to speak with Felice. She's one of the Sworn's best, and something of a history buff, it'd seem. When she heard the thief was targeting the 4 relics of Balladia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. If anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, aye? Well, now I'm going to hoverhand everything.
I didn't touch anything, but I nearly did.
A pleasure to meet you, Felice. My name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief case and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie, and if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here one Loreweaver, yes? You look 15. You know lore? As any regular reader of the Mithril Eye would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the Inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. The Sultan Sworn, the elite of Ul'dah's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Inspector Briardine, always one step ahead of us. Miss Ellie, Lore, a moment if you would. Right there, very good. Now face me and don't move an ilm. Hey, Inspector, what is that in your... What was that for? Demasking dust, a formula of my own devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguises. How is that supposed to work? Analyzing the masks left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counteragent that would dissolve the disguise, whilst not melting the wearer's face off. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. Brilliant, Inspector! The Phantom Thieves pulled the wool over our eyes for the last time. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan Sworn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Ul'dah, the last of the 4 lost relics of Balladia. I fear not. I've pored through the histories time and again, but the only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference in an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. So, me, Hildebrand, Briardine, and Humphrey, I'll bet. The legend goes on to describe 4 sacred artifacts, one each possessed by these 4 Balladian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times has he foiled us by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strengths. All artifacts of Balladian origin have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. I have furnished all the guards with a supply of demasking dust, and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. The blackguard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasures within. You have our word, my lady. Yeah, maybe it's you. Huh? You ever think of that? Yeah, you better walk away.
He did have the same name as the Japanese name for Gygus in Earthbound.
But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we have been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks, and a gentleman adventurer answers. Here we go. Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. Demasking dust on him, and this must be the demasking dust that is the talk of the palace. But you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. He believes you, Hildebrand, but he's still gonna blow it down your throat because he can.
A shame.
A shame, that. Inspector Hildebrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far, the head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that they were all influential figures in their respective circles, we can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Oh, this will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And what of the method of killing? Conked over the head with a cudgel, gutted with a great sword, strangled with a subligar, mayhap. That's the bondage gear, right?
That would be the bondage underwear.
I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the deaths of 2 more, even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar-turned-butcher delivered to justice. Your presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildebrand. Friends, please take this demasking dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use. Well, that's real helpful. 1 sachet? Great. Where are you, Hildy? Load in. There we go.
He's every bit a bit as muscular and majestic as I remember. I think Humphrey has a crush.
On behalf of the Sultan Sworn, your assistance with the murder investigation is greatly appreciated. Leave the defense of the Royal Vault to us. The Gentleman of Light in the flesh! Hells, he's every bit as muscular and majestic as I remembered. He may have 1,000 faces, but with Inspector Briardean's demasking dust, the masquerade will soon be over. Who wouldn't have a crush on that beefcake? He's really not my type.
Yeah, not my type either.
Also, he's a ridiculous human being, and I probably couldn't stand him for more than 5 minutes at a time.
I can handle the ridiculous human being thing, but I'm not really into muscles.
Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend. I like your gusto, but if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has already been filled most ably. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly, Lore, my ever-loyal associate. Yeah, fine. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the palace has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 80 sins of Sasamo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off! Pray alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. I'm already sick of you calling me that. I have a name. We must put Miss Felice's demasking dust to good use.
So what you're saying is he should...
Say my name.
Get the Sultana should do the job.
Ethernet. I can just Ethernet over there.
So because I'm not on this quest, I can't see the quest NPCs on my screen the way you can. So for a while, I kept running up, looking over at the stream, and realized that I was standing exactly on top of Ellie. I was like, oops, that's not very photogenic for the audience.
Flowers. How intriguing. Oh, Nashu has nothing to say. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Flowers? Yes, it is all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist, who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares. Just what do you think you're doing, eh? Eh? I'm the one what put those flowers there, eh? To honor the memory of me poor boy. You dare defile his memory, eh? Eh? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. I swear to you, on my own dear mother's name, that your son's killer will be brought to justice. We've never seen anything about your mom. Do you even remember her name? As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Leave this place. Run away while you still can. Run far, far away. Oh wow, somebody who's old who actually looks old. Holy shit. Run, or he'll turn you into a zombie, just like my poor, poor boy. A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense. Where do you think zombies come from, Briardine?
In this universe, it's usually by necromancy.
Shh. Danny, for God's sake, man.
What?
Shh.
Not nonsense, my boy. History! Or have you not heard of the horrors of Sildi? Aye, Ulda's sibling nation, against which we waged war centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides, aye. But I speak of far greater horrors than death, an unholy draught brewed by a Sildine alchemist, one with the power to turn the living to the undead, that his nation might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers. The traitor's spurn. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through. But you won't hear that from the Sultan sworn. Thal alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could so much as pay me last respects. The traitor's spurn. I'd heard the stories, but I never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing. Just who are we dealing with here? A red herring, I'll bet. I bet the thief had nothing to do with these murders. A Sildine, I'm sure of it. Aye, only a Sildine would know the recipe. But the last remnants of Sildine died 4 centuries ago, you say? Hee-ha-ha! Oh, they did! They did! Hee-ha-ha! He calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does. But did it ever occur to ye that he might be an honest-to-God's phantom? Eh? Eh? Heard the tales from my own great-great-grandma, I did, about the 4 relics of Balladia and the powers they hold. The power to exact justice. If you started in Ul'dah, the Traitor's Spurn as part of the initial quest line. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A specter of Sildi has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe, woe unto us all. Have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you'd become a traitor like your father. If only you'd kept your nose out of those history books and never so much breathed the accursed name of Sildi. But you did, and now we're doomed! 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 And there she goes. Well, that sure happened. That bleeding horse son's here somewhere. I can feel it in me follicles. Oh, it's the guy who got his hair back. The most potent hair tonic the realm has seen? Aye, that it was, for all of a fortnight, afore my flow and locks fell out all over again. Just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass at the quicksand, just to twist the knife an extra ilm. Mountebank! Charlatan! I'll find that so-called inspector and his sorry band, and pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls.
Oh, in the background, it's that Lalafell that was hiding under the table.
Oh, cool. So here's a question about quest progression. Once I finish the 2.4 Hildebrand quest, and thus have finished the 2.x ones, is it going to give me the opportunity to start the 3.x Hildebrand quest? And I'll just have to avoid that?
No.
No. It's like you'll just have to go looking for that after you get to that level 60 in Heavensworn.
Yeah,
cool.
you'll have to complete the 3.0 storyline.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shades from Sildi, living men turned to zombies. The old crone's lost not just her son, but her wits as well. Well, you're right about half of that. Hildebrand is onto something. Or at least he thinks he is. It's all becoming clear to me now. That dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I had suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away at its rotting flesh, Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. That's gross, Hildebrand. Did you have to put it that way? Open your ears and feast your minds on the fruits of my flawless deduction. Our phantom thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realm of the living and the dead for nigh on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul, that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. You are so credulous, Hildebrand. But what is the true nature of the spectre's grievances? Without this knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturge's Guild. Oh, I get to see the Cocos again! Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Sildi might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Briardine. Whatever knowledge is to be gleaned at the guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye.
Meanwhile, I'm just looking up at the night sky because it's very pretty in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's the galactic plane up there. Cool.
Yeah. You can also see a lot of constellations. They're like really, they make them really obvious because the constellations are stars that are completely different colors.
Yeah, and the
So
thing
like there's
is,
a green constellation over here, a purple constellation over there.
the skyboxes are so specific that players even noticed when they added a star to an area once.
Really? Huh. I wonder why they added that. Also, I am directly behind Nashu, just looming over her. She barely comes up to my tits.
Yeah. That's Vera life for you.
Nashu, I wonder why I feel so warm. Where is the nearest aetheryte? I don't need the nearest aetheryte.
Yeah, you don't need the aetheryte. We were right next to the place.
Yeah.
The nearest aetheryte is in fact in front of the Black Mage Guild. Or the Thaumaturge Guild.
Researching the ancient feud between Ul'dah and Sildi, are you? Most impressive. Young people these days show so little interest in learning from the past. Anyhow, I'm pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still to the birth of their mother nation, Balladia. The Fifth Astral Era was an age of untold wonders, when the arcane arts burgeoned and the great civilizations that commanded such powers flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and avarice bred resentment. It culminated in the War of the Magi, which brought the great floods of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe, with many forced to leave their homelands or face death. It was a small band of those survivors that found their way to Thanalan, where they would found the nation of Balladia some 8 centuries agone. Imagine, a government of mages, by mages, and for mages. What wonders might have been wrought had Balladian civilization survived to this very day. Alas, this was not meant to be.
Do you remember the Sunken Temple of Khan? The one with those face stones we had to kill on the platforms?
Yes.
That was a Balladian ruin.
Oh, cool. You don't say. It's not every day someone comes to our halls to research Sildi. As a fellow student of history, though, I more than welcome the conversation. Balladian civilization flourished in relative peace until twin sons were born to the royal family. The two were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that he was the rightful heir to the throne. With neither son willing to relinquish his claim, they agreed to split their kingdom in two, forming the twin nations of Ul'dah and Sildi. But not unlike the two proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. Well, that was much shorter than the other guys. I want history, damn it! Greetings, traveler. You would learn of the war between Ul'dah and the fallen Sultanate of Sildi. It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. Am I reaching these guys in order, or do they tell the stuff in order of when I find them?
You're reaching them in order.
Cool. The two city-states coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boiled over, culminating in outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Ul'dah emerged victorious, leaving its once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. As the histories tell it, the battles fought between the sister nations were the stuff of nightmares. In a desperate attempt to overcome Ul'dah's superior numbers, Sildine alchemists devised a most horrific stratagem. Employing a frightful formula known as the Trader's Spurn, they brought their fallen warriors back as undead soldiers. Some theories have it that they even employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak or wounded to fight. Sends shivers up the spine just thinking about it, no? It is truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. Hey, Kokobuki! Kokobuki! I'm going to check in with the others real quick. Oh, they don't have anything new to say. Damn it. Who? Lore? Don't surprise me like that. What's this? You're here not for your studies, but to learn of the bad blood between Ul'dah and Sildi. Two scales, one of gold and one of silver. The gold of Ul'dah, weighing prosperity and power. The silver of Sildi, weighing knowledge and power. But the power sought by the two nations differed greatly. Yes, greatly indeed.
You actually got different dialogue to me at the start.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah,
did
you got
you
different
get?
dialogue because you are a thaumaturge.
Yeah, I just got, what's that you say? You seek knowledge of the bad blood between Ul'dah and Silda? I suppose I can spare a moment or two, but take good notes. I'm not fond of repeating myself.
Fair enough. Cool that they acknowledge me. The power wrought by Ul'dah prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by Sildine knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter the histories are clear, but riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the histories, and what does this say of the words writ within? Yes, truth can be elusive and fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, did you know that in the war against Sildi, Ul'dah and Amalja warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not, and neither did I until I encountered a faded passage in an ancient text buried deep in our archives. And yet, in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone at some time deemed this particular truth less than convenient? Oh, but I have said enough already. No, tell me more. I'm here for knowledge, man. You know me. Speak with Hildebrand to impart zero knowledge into his thick skull.
Not for lack of trying.
My ever-loyal associate, tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? Indeed. As it happens, I have learned much the same. You don't learn things, Hildebrand. Let's be real. Let us take a moment to review and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divides the great civilization of Balladia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ul'dah and Sildi. The two nations coexist for some generations until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Yes, I heard this 2 minutes ago. Daunted by Uldar's superior military might, Sildi employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our Phantom Thief is a descendant of doomed Sildi, who seeks vengeance against those who reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies. But the Sildine reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies, not the Uldan. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sildine statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem, and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought. A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig this statesman out of his grave yourself? Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Sildi. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen Sultanate. This Sildine connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Baladian relics our thief clearly possesses. But what of the murder victims? What common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. Wait. Yes, it's coming to me. Of course! My keen investigator's senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Ellie speaks of just might know something. Glad you're keeping up, Hildebrand. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man, and where might we find him? My sources identified the man as Guguria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? All right, Horizon Zero Dawn, let's go. Oh, we're literally right on top of him. All right.
Yeah.
My keen instincts tell me that Master Guguria's testimony will be key to a monumental breakthrough in our investigation. Yes, I shall employ the ancient Manderville art of parley to skillfully extract the information we require. Or you could not do that and let Ellie and I talk to him. Not Briardine, though. Briardine's almost as bad as you. Yes? If you've got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye, never blinking, all-seeing, you know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it for love or money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. God damn it, Hildebrand. Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or the patience for this mummery. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. I thought I recognized that voice. Lady Durilda! Well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this fair morning? Why, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit. You live out here? All right, that is...
She lives just across the road at Vespa Bay.
Oh, that's where we are, right. Inspector Briardine, this is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Guguria, we can discuss business after. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. So, Hildebrand, then. You're telling him to lend assistance to Hildebrand, then? But, Lady Dorilda, what about... Ah, yes, my dear Maria's name-day present. I had in mind one of the prized pieces from Eshtame's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself? I'll say it just once more, Guguria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. Glad you learned your lesson, Dorilda. Feeling cornered, are you? All right, all right. I'll tell you what I know, but you didn't hear it from me, got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some of that zombie dust. The traitor spurred, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me to thinking. Sildy, 5 victims. Aye, the Arbiters of Truth. The Arbiters of Truth? I'm not familiar with the name. Aye, few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Ul'dah-Sildi conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me. False knowledge? Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? Thal's balls, don't make me say no more. I've got a family to feed. Very well. Just tell us one last thing. Who hired you, and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship docks. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's true identities. Now don't ask me how that all works, but Hobbs got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had been all zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Manderville art of parley has procured for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. And let us hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak.
I don't think Hildebrand's arrogant. I just think he's too stupid to realise that doubt can be useful.
Well, I'm out of Vesper Bay Etherite tickets, so I guess we're gonna walk. Or rather, mount.
To be fair, it's not quite at Vesper Bay anywhere. It's just very near it.
Well, he's dead. Master Hob, is everything quite all right? No, stand back, Ellie. hunger. I hunger for your brains. Damn, there's no saving the man. Lore, do what you must. That's why I'm here. I don't get to fight him? It's just a cutscene? Alright. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. It would seem we were a few moments late to the scene. So what about the other guy, the corpse? Or the other corpse. You know what I mean. A message. And then there was one. He is a single zombie of a normal guy. What did you want to happen? Fair enough. There it is again. Is something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense. A sense that someone or something is watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Felice. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. Are we just going to leave these corpses here for someone else to discover and solve? I, too, had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let's meet up again after. I'll see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector! Inspector! I'll go with her! If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray, be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know. Miss Ellie, there is something I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe, and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash, as you did that time when the fiends took aim at my own life. Your life, Costa del Sol. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. Soft romantic music. Hildebrand's looking away. A secret vow? Oh-ho! Consider my interest piqued as well, good Inspector. Now, let us be off. Miss Felice awaits our report. Back to Ul'dah.
I shall be right back.
I'm actually going to be right back myself. I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, same.
All right, I'm back.
So am I.
As am I.
Whoops.
There's somebody next to me named Smash-tastic.
Kinky.
Oh, there's somebody named Weiss Schnee in chat.
Shout chat, just ladies and gentlemen, Ellen is my her. The response is, sir, this is all down, not Limsa.
The news of Hobbs' death will not sit well with Miss Felice, but a gentleman must do what a gentleman must do. Some shifty-looking fellow was eyeing the vaults before, but he took off faster than a fleeing cactuar as soon as my gaze met his. Aye, just like I cowed many a garleon on the plains up. Oh, it's you. A fourth victim? Thal have mercy. Were you able to glean aught of a connection to the other victims? The arbiters of truth? No, it cannot be. Somebody, help! Ah, shit. Miss Ellie, the voice came from the direction of the vault. We must hurry. Imagine if it let you walk away and do other stuff. Miss Ellie, are you hurt? That man, I only thought to ask him a few questions before... Oh, excuse me. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only... Bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem. Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you? She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. This man wears the armor of a sultan-sworn squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. Oh! Uh-oh! Huh. Interesting. The thief of many faces. To think we would find our man like this. Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic puissance, I declare this case closed. I return the sachet to you, Miss Felice. Whilst the gesture was appreciated, in the end it proved superfluous to my cracking of the case. Use it on Ellie. Oh, no, it's going to be used on Felice. While you're at it, is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy? Oh. Double mask. What? What is the meaning of this? Ingenious. A double disguise, planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is... Guigu, one of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault, and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Where's Ellie? Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? No, that's impossible. Of course, it all makes perfect sense. With the Phantom Thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise to the ranks at the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she hatched a plan to... Nothing to say, Briardine. My lady, the vault has been breached. The wise man's whisper, it's gone. For her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, the thief of many faces, an enemy of the state. Deploy all troops, and do not rest until she is in custody. And now the game is truly afoot. Oh, hi, Greg. What is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? And just as we were about to make our triumphant return, isn't that so, Enkidu?
Rumpus.
Rump.
Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! That shadow you said you saw? I think it was just a dormouse. Oh no. Not Nashu! To think he'd literally stumble face first onto the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. But not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. Excuse me. I don't think she did it. I think this is meant to cast suspicion on her. How could we have been so blind? When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable.
I'm not sure that's a word.
Not even the shockingest turn of events. My ever-loyal associate, we must find Miss Ellie, and quickly. Surely if confronted by her constant companions, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh, Miss Felice, I thought you had already departed in the company of your men. But all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? I fear that would only put them at a greater risk. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than... Hildebrand Mander? Me. Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened, and I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties, to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's Sworn, I was deemed to be in a particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew that there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. Yeah, I'll bet you did it. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, until such time as the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Felice, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress. And as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. I know that's a Sherlock Holmes quote. My associates here also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector, over here! They'll suss her out because she's not going to be stupid enough. It's hard to imitate that level. Ah, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw somebody in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything there but a dormouse, but it was a really cute dormouse, you see? It just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Pardon me for a moment, Nashu. Yes, my inspector sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Lore, let us split up and canvass our surroundings. He suspects her. That is a very small Sultan sword.
I mean, the Sultan herself is also small.
I was about to say that. It is a very small Sultan.
A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Be wary and be warned. A water-stained letter. Trust no one, and your friends all the less. This one's got a sack by it. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. A sachet of demasking dust. In the next instant, you feel an intimidating presence behind you. Godbert? It is. Yup.
The best bit is with our height, you can barely see him.
Ho ho ho! If it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Lore. I was in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you? This took a big step backwards.
Wouldn't you?
Yes.
A man with that powerful of an aura.
Oh, so your pursuit of the thief of many faces has taken quite the unexpected turn. And now you have come upon a series of anonymous letters? Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend? Or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or any one. Myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. That said, I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist in your investigation. Were anything to happen to Hildebrand, his dear mother would not be pleased. Does Nashu usually have her full name above her head? I don't think she does.
Yeah, she usually does.
Where is Miss Ellie? Do you think she went looking for the dormouse too? Okay, maybe she is able to act stupid enough. Apologies, Lore, but I require a moment alone with my thoughts.
Oh, it's the creepy little shite from under the...
Yeah, beheaded sprat, I was about to say. I cannot allow my presence to put my men in danger. Something just isn't right. You can say that again.
I never noticed him the first time playing through these.
If the sender speaks true, the villain even now lurks within our midst. And yet we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. We must identify the imposter beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I, Lore. What say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught seems amiss? Am I doomed to share the same fate as the others? I'd sooner die than become one of those things. Miss Ellie is the Phantom Thief. It is the only logical conclusion. And yet I cannot help but feel that another truth still evades us. What if it's not Nashu? What if that's the real Nashu? Huh. Inspector Briardine told me all about it. Who'd have thunk Miss Ellie was the Phantom Thief all this time? She sure fooled me. Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say. It stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk were he not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse. Curses, this one's not half the fool his son is. I must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence. I question the Sultan sworn outside. To a man, they insist they have seen naught of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Father, I didn't notice you, despite looking directly at you for a moment. What brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now, if you would kindly stand still and shut up. The fiend already stands among us. Inspector Briardine, I should hope you are not doubting me. Well, I'm quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy. The fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Lore here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there? What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not. They should be reporting back within a bell's time. Ha! Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wiggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. I fear that is more time than we can afford, Miss Felice. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has had only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Lore here. What about Briardine? Nashu and I, in particular, have had a close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning mine own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. Of all the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense, if he asks me anything too obscure, my cover is as good as blown. My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. I'm a Manderville. Man! Doing what only a Manderville? Can! From the peaks of Kurthus to Thanalan, Manderville. Man, you're the best, Inspector! A perfect score. You may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably the true Nashu. I've never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you. Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you've picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... Genius Inspector? The charade is up, Miss Ellie. Miss Ellie, you look somehow different. Where'd she go? She's still loading in? Ah,
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah.
So the letter spoke true. The fiend was in our midst all along. My prodigious powers of deduction scream out to me. This woman knows something. She sure does, Hildy. Another two-layered mask, perhaps? But no, this woman bears a striking resemblance to Miss Ellie. I was all but certain that Ellie was our thief. What is the meaning of this? All right, Huron woman. Seven hells. Done in by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley troop of mummers. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Briardine. Once again, you fail to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and my eminently capable partner in crime. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Ceci. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite all right? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sildine aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, oh, and those priceless relics, was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you. Truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity. Miss Ceci, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Justice! 400 years ago, Uldon dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. And long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait, The histories say that it was Sylvie that turned their own men into zombies. The histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter.
It's like Coco said, who writes the histories?
Exactly. It was Ul'dah that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder, and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth! The powder in my possession was stolen from the Ul'dah army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed sultan-sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalan. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh, yes. Before long, you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. Ha 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 ha! And just what do you mean by that? Is she putting it in the water supply? Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will see soon enough, where they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Ul'dah vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened, by assembling 4 secret relics from Baladia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Sylvie before the Ul'dah dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when zombie powder rained down on Ul'dah. No, wait, you'll all be dead. Ha 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 ha. So here's the thing. She's spilling a lot, and she's very pointedly pointing the finger at her sister. I'm suspicious of this. I think she might be just trying to ruin her sister's good name. Preposterous. But first, you, my dear, you will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. I think not, Miss Ceci. Don't worry, Hildy's been a Zambo before.
At least he's thought he is.
Hildebrand! You idiot! Just for once, could you not get in the way? Godbert Manderville, I can't even trust your sorry ass to look after him for a day. Is that Mrs. Manderville? Oh no, it's Hildebrand's sister or something. I knew it! That presence watching over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife. She is way too young for you, Godbert. Is that Hildebrand's
she just
mom?
has one of those faces.
Yeah, that's Hildebrand's mum.
Yep.
The one being that terrifies Godbert.
Am I to understand that you are Hildebrand's mother? Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Lore. The time of our final confrontation is nigh. Oh, poor Greg. Do you have popatos for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse, if you hadn't bloody noticed. You, Lore something, was it? Hildy's told me all about your high jinks together. Pleased to meet you. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I can come on a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry-ass husband here. And look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? I'm down for returning Hildebrand to the... I'm not scared of her. Come on.
That's actually funnier if you're a different race, because Viera have rather muted facial expressions, but everybody else has a look of abject fear that you will never see any other point in the game. You are just terrified.
Yeah. Yeah, like you fight gods, but the only character in the game that response most of the time is her.
And it is such a vibrant look of fear that even though my main character wears a turban with a veil all the time, you can see in his eyes the horror.
Yeah. My personal headcanon for her voice is that even though she looks like she's 20, she has an old lady voice like what's her the character from Naruto?
Tsunade?
Yeah, Tsunade.
Does Tsunade have an old lady voice? I've never watched Naruto.
Yeah, in English she does, because like her whole deal is that like
she's in her 60s,
using, like,
right?
ninjutsu to look young, even though she's like 60.
Huh.
And so in the English dub, at least, she sounds like a 60-year-old, even though she looks like that. And that's kind of my headcanon for Julian's voice as well.
I dare say it's quite clear who wears the pants in the family, so to speak. Gee, you think? Inspector Hildebrand's mother? Apparently. Oh, they didn't leave Gilgamesh sticking out of the wall. That's a missed opportunity. You okay there, Gil? Yeah? He's fine.
It's probably difficult to do that outside of a cutscene.
Well, true. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him. He's green. Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just a remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversoul rags and a phial of twice-distilled water. Sitgoat at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry! Once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I will search for the bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashu is still alive. Ouch! That's smarts! Ye gods, Hildy! You're looking none too hardy yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you going to accompany Lore here and make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? But of course, milady. Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Sintgoat's Sundries, was it? Come now, Lore, there is work to be done. Excuse me.
So while we have a moment, I looked up the fight against Ultima Weapon Ultimate, and the twist to that fight is after you fight the three primals and watch as Ultima Weapon devours them. When it charges up Ultima, instead of it being launched as a spell, it channels it through its body and gets a new form with Ultima pulsing through it.
Cool.
And it has a really interesting enrage in that one by one, an orb of Ultima surrounds a player, lifts them up and kills them. But in order to prevent it just being a case of keep reviving them, when it kills you, it just disintegrates you.
Ooh.
Until the final person gets grabbed and it becomes a massive explosion, and that's how it ends.
Cool. Over soul rags, you say? I fear that I've only a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. But, my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags. Unless you can offer me the same, no deal. Ah, and you expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Well, look what we have here. If it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. Oh, it's these two! As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. Excellent. Thanks for the Deus Ex Machina. My lady, you are far too kind. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildebrand and Lore here, I'd still be tag-teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. And I'm a woman who pays her debts. Oh, take me if that wasn't Avila the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Why, I've half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. But not really. I am a merchant. Give me the chimera membrane. A kind sentiment, my good man, but we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain. Aren't we, Lore? And with this, our task here is done. Now, let us find this traitor named Guest.
Honestly, this is like the best Gilgamesh fans have had ever since 5.
I like how solid his footsteps sound.
Yeah. Hulk large, man.
This lady is named Mr. Libido. Oh my god, you were saying the name of an actual player, Hulk Large Man. I thought you were talking about Gilgamesh.
No, an actual player running around called Hulk Large Man.
That just reminds me. I believe I did show.
You did show what?
I believe I did show you the clip of nicknames from MST3K as characters in Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Remember that? Yes. I'll put the link in Twitch chat for the people who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Now that you know what Trader's Span is, do you mind if I explain how undead usually work in this game?
Sure.
Basically, the undead enemies, undead creatures tend to be created by tethering a spoken soul to a corpse. Hence why the idea of a living person being turned into a zombie rather than a spirit being forced to puppeteer a dead body is a bit different to them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was why I jumped down Danny's throat earlier. It's like Danny started to explain where undead come from when we are literally on the quest that explains where undead come from.
Yeah, but these are a different kind of undead.
These are a different kind of undead, yeah, which, fine, valid, but still, it made me go, no, stop.
The blundering Manderville boy is on his last legs, and you need something of mine to save him, you say? Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gill for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be a happier and wealthy man. And now I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's doorstep. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. After the events of that day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? Oh, it's this chucklefuck.
And the Lapis Maiden.
Oh, it is the Lapis Maiden. Lore, what a lovely surprise. Are you here for the ball, perchance? Heavens! The poor inspector. Well, if it isn't the Lapis Maiden in the flesh, what say you bid farewell to preening fops and scruffy adventurers, and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? Why, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. He just goes, yes! Right in front of her. Provided you first provide my good friend Lore with the bottle of twice distilled water that she seeks. You know this woman? If that is the price you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gill anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? Thank you. I knew Hildy to be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Lore, let us deliver these goods while there is still time to save him. Thonk, thonk.
Our kindness and willing to help makes us a lot of friends.
Yeah, it's cool to see this paid off like this. The whole quest line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it wasn't obvious that this is the last Hildebrand while, it should be a clue.
Yeah.
All the callbacks. Yeah.
Oh, right. We're in the right area.
Yeah.
I trust the two of you wouldn't dare to come back empty-handed. Bloody brilliant! I'd take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Now, stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking.
Is Julianne the buy icon we've all been waiting for?
Thal, you bloody bugger, guide my skillet. Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush what's left out of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Where's Felice? Look who I found. She was slumbering obliviously in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that nap feel good! I love Nashu. Yes, I'm sure it did. Lore, word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Sildine ruins. We must go there with all haste. You've done well by my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him. I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? The future of Ul'dah is at stake. Let's get going. Hildebrand's definitely going to show up to save us at the end. Lore, my strength is yours as well. For Ul'dah, and for our friend Hildy. Hell yeah, Gilgamesh. You remind me of my husband, what with you having more muscles than sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? No, I want Gilgamesh with me. You can get those yourself. Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see. I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. Come on, let me bring Gilgamesh with me. I'm a warrior, not yes, milady.
You do not say no to Julianne.
I'll say no to Julianne.
Okay, you do not say no to Julianne and live.
I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Lore. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Lore and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends, tried and true. But alas, not I. No, only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. Wait, is Enkidu a girl?
Apparently.
Huh. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels, but you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me, even Lore could not stand against our combined might. Is she about to show up? Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return here to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me? Enkidu! Oh, he made a wish on the crystals. Uh-oh. He summoned a primal Enkidu. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Ye gads! What was that flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me. And... what? The crystals! Where have they gone? Fancy meeting you here, old friend. That voice. Could it be? My faithful companion, why must you always make me wait so? Are we not going to get to see her? Oh. I guess later. Alright, load. Load your next quest, Julian. There we go. Oh my god, wind up Hildebrand pet. And Manderville close. Cool. What are you doing, dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moonsick maid digging around at the Sildy excavation site with her mind set on turning Ul'dah into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildy is most touching, but don't you worry. Mommy dearest isn't going to let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily.
Trader's Spen is actually a really good name for a zombifying powder. Because the traders are Nalthal, the twin gods of commerce and the dead.
Oh, cool.
So...
And trade is how a zombie plays. Just like the Black Plague of old.
Yeah, but it means like the traders are sparing you from being able to enter the afterlife.
Yeah, works on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
So, Lore, when you started Hildebrand, expecting ancient war crimes in a zombie plague?
No. Definitely not.
Yeah. Also adds a bit more to the shady past of Ul'dah.
Yeah.
It's good to see the Sultana wants to actually make progress.
We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet, no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses to so much as answer. Needless to say, we considered physically incapacitating her, but that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair, it's filled to the brim with the traitor's spurn. One misstep, and the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Lore. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth to where your voice may be heard and call out your friend's name. I beg of you, Lore. Surely, if anyone can convince the woman to abandon her madness, it is you. With the chat mode in Say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard to call out Ellie. Convince your erstwhile friend and companion to listen to reason. Alright, where is she? Oh, I'm too far away. Alright. Oh, I have to actually do my destination. It beggars belief that I could have been so blind. You do well not to anger the lass, friend. She's sitting atop an ample supply of that zombie powder, and I suspect she's not afraid to use it. Miss Ellie? And I thought we were friends. Oh, to think this girl and her sister were behind the crimes all along. I dare say this realm is awash with capable adversaries. So, where's the other Enkidu, the real one?
I'd assume with Gilgamesh.
Well, yes, you would assume, but she's not, because Gilgamesh is right here.
That is fair.
Oh, she doesn't have her hat anymore. Lore, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. And to think I was going to ask you to a movie. Your sister Ceci is already in custody. Surrender now, and I will see that no harm befalls her. Quick, rush her! How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Ceci and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. 2 sisters against the world, with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago we made a vow, should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down, or suffer the same fate as the Uldan dogs you would defend. Ellie, stop this madness! I'm sorry, Inspector. I can take him. Gilgamesh and I can take him. The rest... Nashu and Briardeed are kind of fucked. There's too many of them. How is she controlling them? Oh yeah, we have Godbert here too. Just evaporated his clothing. All in a day's work for a man of a man. And now it's hammer time.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the Manderville.
He's the only person we know of who can do a limit break while a crafter.
Hey, where'd that sword come from? You weren't wearing that a minute ago. You can only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildebrand's ridiculously good fortune that you even made it this far. And he's as good as 6 fulms under. He's about to show up.
The sword was lying on the crate. It's
fair enough.
It's the treaty blade that she stole.
Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildy, and you do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can stave off the effects of the traitor's spurn. I fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Thal's balls, is there no end to them? I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it? No. He nodded! Don't nod, Gilgamesh!
He's going to accept it at this point.
He just accepted it.
It's a shame to lose you, Lore. Warrior of light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions! There. Yes!
The dawn of the 3rd day. Look to the east.
When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Bugger me with a broadsword. Are my eyes to be believed?
That sounds painful.
That pose! No, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see. There are 4 gentlemen of light! Alright, the constant blinking is a little unnerving. I don't like it. Okay, it stopped. Good. Just so, my good man. Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? And there's the thumbnail.
Yep.
Oh, the light was shining off the bald guy's head! Aye, we meet again, girl. Tell me you've got my snurble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head. Oh, hello there, Mr. Elazar. Cor, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible. The holy water couldn't have cured him. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to iocane powder.
What?
Wait, have you never seen The Princess Bride, Danny?
I actually have not. No, I've wanted to, but I've never had a chance.
Jesus Christ! It's like every line in that movie is a quote before.
I know. I've heard a lot of the quotes, but I've never actually seen the movie.
You should. It's very good.
It is very good.
Is there anywhere? Do you know anywhere I can watch it?
It's on Disney Plus, I believe.
Then I can watch it because I have my dad's account. I mean, I have an account.
Yeah, do so, man. It's a very good movie. Very heartening. I find it very hopeful and optimistic. And it's a great comedy. Very funny. When we heard that Master Zombibrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. And immunity to... I'm just going to pretend that makes any kind of sense.
Brian has just given up at this point.
Oh yeah.
The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray, abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself.
Yes, Princess Bride, Disney Plus.
Cool.
It's over. It's all over. Inspector Briardine, you said there was something you would tell me when all was through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something, someone, with whom I intend never to part. I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell a free woman, I will be there. What say you?
Oh, I tried to catch a criminal but caught feelings instead.
Yeah. Alright, now we need to destroy the zombie powder. Like, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Humphrey learning the poses.
Yeah.
Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspersions cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history. But know this, I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore.
Albert's a good man.
Yeah.
Like, the entire reason he made the gold saucer was to give the poor places to work.
Yeah. Gilgamesh suddenly lights up. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me! If you're quite done playing cloak and dagger, I require Lore's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Why the long face, friend? Ah, but mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. He has found the strongest of swords. Could it be the treaty blade, and the true one at that? None other, and I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue, old friend?
I got so excited to see this this awesome rendition of a Final Fantasy V sprite.
Thal be merciful. What is that abomination? Some new breed of void scent? Hey, that's Greg's friend you're insulting there. Abomination? I'll thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. Ah, but 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. So, Enkidu did not get sucked into the void when Gilgamesh did, right?
No, we killed her on the boat, and Gilgamesh doesn't actually notice that she's died. He thinks that she's run off.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, where's Enkidu? She died a couple games ago.
Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu.
What is that zombie doing in the background?
And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. No, this makes way more sense than anything else that has happened today, Briardine.
Yeah, that's the best.
Lore, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove so easy a task. And yet, I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. I, Enkidu, and I shall await you at Amdapor Keep. "'Tis a ways from here, but what better venue for our climactic confrontation? If you would claim the treaty blade, then claim it for me as a warrior. To the skies, Enkidu! To the skies!"
So this is a trial coming up, so if anybody in chat wants to get in on this,
yeah, definitely.
Moving over to our data center.
2 against 1? That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come, Lord, to Amdapor. I
was going to say, at this point, I'm so used to Godbert's quote-unquote attire that I forget he's like that until something reminds me.
This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. Hey, I'm right here. Oh, but of course, I had near forgotten we had a warrior of light in our very midst. Please, Lord, you are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. You got it. Throw Lore at the problem. That's the best solution to everything. I'm sorry for deceiving you, Lore. For what it's worth, it wasn't personal. And with that, my work here is done. You are by far the least incompetent associate I encountered in my travels. For preserving some shred of my sanity, you have my thanks. You're welcome. That said, my time in this land was not a total loss. My experiences here have taught me an important lesson, that this world and the fools who populate it rarely, if ever, abide by the principles of logic. This should serve me well in my future cases. And most importantly of all, I leave here with a vow that has given my life new meaning. But this is no time for sentiment. Should we tell Y'shtola about this? Only to rub it in her face after I kill Enkidu. After 400 years, this might very well spell the end for the Arbiters of Truth. Whether or not to replace the Fallen is a decision for my superiors to make. In either event, I have decided to renounce my position. I thought they were but white lies, but I have seen firsthand the suffering they can cause. Why'd they bring Ceci? Ellie, forgive me. The Gentlemen of Light! Core, they were every bit as radiant as I pegged them to be. One day I'll be a hero myself. Just you watch. Yeah, good for you, Humphrey. All's well that ends well, eh, Lore? Hildy's undead acquaintances were kind enough to make an appearance at my request. Who'd have thought zombies could be such gentlemen? I reckon it must be my son's good influence. Ho ho ho! I knew that if anything could bring Hildy back from the undead, it would be my dear wife's hand-mixed holy water. That's the world-class culinarian I married. Oh, right. Amdapor Keep.
Yeah,
that would be the South Shroud.
Yeah, I might want to start grouping a party up.
Yep, I'll start that in a moment. Oh, did I talk to Nashu? No. Where is Nashu? Oh, there she is. Right in front of me, dumbass. Look at the Inspector go. I'm right behind you, Inspector. But you're just standing here. Hey, Pixel, carry me on my faithful steed. What happened to you, Hildebrand? Oh, is that you, Lore? Pray forgive me. I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. God damn it, Hildy! I will be concluding my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Yeah, you got it. Together we will reclaim the treaty blade from that knave, Lore. Yes, just go on ahead. I'll be along directly. This hole sure is made of hole. Alright, Minda, invite to party. Is there anyone in chat who wants to join us? Danny, invite to party. IGU, you want in? Kushimiya, I forget who that is. Oh, Raphael. So Sanct Ferrum's joining us.
Koshimir was a guy we bumped into early days, and he was quite friendly with us and joined us a couple of times.
Oh, cool. You really don't need to ask me? Fair enough. Invite sent.
Oh, weird. I don't see Tempera on in the link shell. Oh, it's because I'm looking at the normal link shell to the cross world. That's probably it.
Yeah, having you as the 5th person would be cool, Sanct Ferrum, but it's up to you.
If we can get a full party, that would be great.
We don't have enough people here watching to get a full party.
Yeah.
We are past those days.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get more people once I get into later expansions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially once you get to Shadowbringers.
Melena's not here, which is...
Unusual.
Yeah. I guess they're busy.
Shadowbringers is going to be interesting, though. Actually, that's something we can talk about while we're trying to build a party. Because in Shadowbringers, the dungeons, or at least the 4-man story dungeons, they give you the option of going in with other player characters or with the NPCs.
We can actually do that with everything except Stormblood now.
Almost. But like with the Realm Reborn dungeons, it's just like nameless NPCs. It's just like random. It's like generic. Lalafell Marauder is the other character who comes in
like
with you.
Flame.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. We might choose for me to go in with the NPCs to
with
get
the
their
actual characters.
to get their dialogue and stuff.
Yeah, there can be a little bit of flavor dialogue, but it's also fun to do them together.
It's like there's like a couple.
I was going to say there's
go in there with the actual characters.
Yeah, there's a couple with very specific, unique teams that might make it very interesting.
But yeah, it's like that's a conversation. That'll be a bridge to cross later. They also started adding they're also like backfilling those now. So like there are going to be some dungeons in Heaven's Ward and Stormblood that'll have named NPCs in there with you.
Yeah, they've already done it.
They're not in there yet, although they will be soon.
The majority of Heaven's Ward is, and the rest of Heaven's Ward is being added in 6.3.
Cool.
Which is coming out in 3 days.
Yeah, which is why I said you can do it with everything except Stormblood at this point.
Well, I'll say this. I will trust you guys to choose which dungeons I should play with you and which dungeons I should go into with the NPCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only really think of 2 that are very specifically would be more interesting that way.
Yeah, we can discuss that amongst ourselves later.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to make a channel in the Co-op Crew server that I am going to mute and let you guys discuss spoilery stuff.
Oh, we already did that. We already have our own little spoiler group chat.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got our own little 14 Illuminati room.
In the Co-op Crew server?
No, it's our.
I was going to say I'm the only admin there.
Yeah, it's not in the server. The Illuminati.
Ha. Who's in there? Just you and Minda?
Teddy as well.
Ah, cool. Why is Sanctoferum showing as offline now?
Who's showing us offline?
Sanctoferum.
Ah, yeah, they'll be transferring data. You have to log out to do a data center transfer.
Oh, gotcha. I just want to thank you guys for taking this trip with me and helping me out so much. Because it's been awesome to have you, and you guys have really guided me and helped me out a lot. I wouldn't have had nearly as much fun without you guys.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, and as I've said before, thank you for taking the journey and bringing me along.
Yes.
I've. It's certainly been nice to have friends to go through 14 with again. After what we've been through.
Yeah, like I shared this in the group chat earlier when I took my fortune for the New Year event with Zaminda, and one of my good fortune said, "Embark upon an old journey anew." And it's like, oh, that's very fitting. That is exactly what we've been doing here. It's been a good time.
Yeah.
All right, now Sanctoforum wants the invite.
All right, sent.
And then, are we going to say that's everyone we're going to get?
Yeah, that's everyone we're going to get.
I mean, yeah.
Battle in the Big Keep. What is that Moogle icon next to these?
Oh, that's for the Mogstone event. It happens in the lead up to, because, like, of course, in the few weeks before a patch, there's no new content. Everyone's bored. There's nothing going on, so they always have a Mogstone event where they put Mogstones in random dungeons, and then you can turn in those Mogstones for like rare gear. Probably, I don't know if you picked up any Mogstones just naturally.
I have 5.
I don't think I have. It's no.
These. All right, link them in the party chat.
I don't think I have any of those.
Okay, well, don't worry about it. You can get like some rare mounts that are usually pretty hard to get, but whatever.
I've got 5 tomes of Verity, so I'm guessing they were from the summer event.
While we have been off stream, I've been, because I want the little airship mount, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called.
This thing.
Yeah.
Falcon.
Yeah, that.
It's
because I want that for myself on Zaminda, but
it's the airship that that Lore got on Final Fantasy VI last time he played.
Mm-hmm.
I just get given it on every character because I got it during the original event, which was to.
Right. So you got it account wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. How many realms has he traversed, and how many rivals has he felled? Gilgamesh journeys ever onward in his unending quest for the strongest of weapons. But the road is long and lonesome, and a painted rooster, loyal and noble as the bird may be, can bring a man only so much comfort in the darkest and most trying of times. So it was that Gilgamesh turned to the heavens, pleading to be reunited with a long-lost companion. Be it by fortune or fate, his prayers were heard, and the stage for the final confrontation is set. To the victor goes the treaty blade! Alright, was there any special things we needed to do? No. Alright. Let's go! Raphael Favinko Balmung dabs at Loreweaver. I'm assuming that's with a handkerchief and not doing the dab.
I think that's just a custom emote. Because, like, one thing you can do is just, like, emote character, fill in your own text here.
Ah, cool.
And then your character doesn't, there's no animation can, just like type those in chat.
Cool. Battle in the Big Keep.
Bryn does unspeakable things that should be heavily censored.
The original.
And they get to
music.
reuse. Oh, this is the original arrangement? At long last, we meet again on the battlefield. I dare say Kido shall come to enjoy our tussle as much as I. You, however, might not find this one so enjoyable, unless you enjoy getting pounded senseless. Ah! Okay.
Killing Kido first.
Oh, whoops.
Just like in 5, if you focus down Gilgamesh, and Kido will cast White Wind to heal him up.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I have actually. I've come in and done just one-shot the bosses, and if you try to kill Gilgamesh first, you literally can't. Down to 1 HP, and then he becomes invincible.
To get the tethers run to each other.
All right, I'm probably using Hildebrand as the thumbnail for this video, but remember not to leave the area after the fight.
Yep.
Talking to the people in chat, I know you guys know what's going on.
Yeah. I'm still a chicken. There we go.
I should replay 5 sometime. I haven't played it in like 15 years.
It's my favorite.
Oh shit!
Now we got chickens.
The extra difficulty.
Do I do anything special, or do I just stay a chicken for a while?
I think you just stay a chicken for a while. It's the mini tethers that you have to run toward each other.
Okay, I am unchickened. Fenrir and Kido, my ever-faithful... Huh? And Kido, are the bonds of our friendship so fragile? Me? Run away? Ha! I was but seeking out a more suitable spot to celebrate my victory, but enough exposition. Now we fight like men, and ladies who dress like men.
And me, a man who dresses like a lady right now.
That line has a lot less impact when there's not a lady dressing like a man.
Yeah.
For Gilgamesh, it's transmogrifying time. Now we're getting the Final Fantasy XIV arrangement of Battle on the Big Bridge. The mightiest warrior ever to grace Eorzea stands before you, by which I mean I, Gilgamesh. Prepare yourself.
What is that face? That is so...
Hey, he's got the Masamune from 7.
He's also got the...
Oh, shit, he does.
He's also got the what is it? The sun, like Soul Blade or whatever it is in from 12. And he is still using the fake Redamancer.
Oh shit! Ow!
I gotcha.
Thank you.
Break the chain to save the... To save temper.
God, I love Gilgamesh. I'm so glad he's in this game.
Yes. Drunhead.
One of my only major complaints about 9 is that it's not the same Gilgamesh.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly it's the same. He just doesn't look or act the same.
Maybe 9 is the end of his timeline and he got reincarnated. Dragon's Head. Should I focus fire that?
Yeah.
I stood too close to the cleave. Oh, wait.
Oh, that's a funky hitbox.
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh. Nope, they've got
Iron
IGN.
chain. And hit tempera again.
This is such a good fight as well. It's just the right difficulty.
This is a pretty cool fight. I like this.
Oh, this is
I'm gonna
my
limit
chain.
break.
Yeah. Go for it. Oh no.
Hey, he ran out of it, then back into it.
Achievement unlocked. Enough expository banter.
Hell yeah. To think that my full complement of arms would avail me not.
Tornasol, that's what it's called.
No more hijinks from Gilgamesh, you have my word. The Trinity Blade 2 I shall return, just as soon as I remember where I hid it. Oh god, I love Gilgamesh. Anyway, I yield to your unparalleled puissance. Spare my insignificant life. This rabbit lady just bouncing in the background, is that a pugilist?
Dancer.
Oh, a dancer.
So naturally they have a bit of flow to the movements, even still.
So do we wait for the treasure coffer to disappear and then take a picture in front of Gilgamesh, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I'm going to roll greed on Enkidu.
You need it.
Oh, no, I hit greed by accident. Whoops.
You need to learn how to press. God, dang, man. Like this happens every time.
We could always do it again to get you the minion.
Yeah, we can't just do it again. Like, it's an easy dungeon.
Yeah, let's just do it again.
But anyway, but first, let's do our pose. Also, now that he's standing here, we can like take a look at like all of the weapons he's got.
We should probably stand like either side of him rather than right in the middle.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got Masamune. What's this claw? This claw must be from something.
Probably something from 4. A Yang weapon.
Let's see a claw on him. He's got a little axe.
Danny, why don't you and I swap places?
I was thinking you go next to Minda. On the inside.
Yeah, you get inside. Yeah. Yeah, the claw's directly behind you, Danny.
Yeah, I see it now. He's also got a mace. Right. Okay, Jeepos.
So what do you guys think? Should I do all of 2.5 next stream and then split 2.55 up between the two after it? Or should I start 2.5 today?
I think you should start 2.5 today. Just get a start on it because it's a long one.
Gotcha.
I think you're gonna like this one, Law.
Okay.
And paste. Incoming.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe I will use that as the thumbnail.
Yeah, got your mid-limit break.
That's why I used a limit break at the end. I assume you guys are okay with, when I get the chance, me using a limit break near the end of a fight and then just not doing anything
Sure.
for the last few seconds of the fight.
Yeah, I literally did that in a dungeon. Remember? And we got a great thumbnail out of it too, so it was totally worth it.
Yeah. The one where it just looked like you were being thrown.
Yes. Minminda, I choose you.
I'm going to paste that in Twitch chat. All right, so shall we do that again?
You're going to have some cutscenes first, but yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, as soon as you walk out of the dungeon, it's going to be the cutscene to finish up the quest.
That is true. His faithful chicken.
Yep.
Okay, that expewed. Ha! Not! Ha! I lied again! Like a rug! You can take that fusty old blade for all I care. I thirst for true power, not save the strongest of swords will suffice. Warrior of Light, you have proven a worthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. It's a pretty cool weapon. You can't have it. For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I claim it as mine own. Till we meet again. That's the wrong till. I've been seeing the wrong till so many times lately. It's pissing me off. All right, shall we just jump right back in?
Can do. Hopefully I'll be able to main tank at the end this time. The other tank took it last time.
Pondien.
Okay. I believe that surname is actually pronounced Win. It's
Fair enough.
from when the Win Dynasty took over and basically made like everybody's surname be that.
I guess that's why it's such a common surname in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. Vietnamese, I think it is.
Yep. I have been chickened.
As have I. Feel like a right cock.
Come on, unchicken me so I can get... There we go. I got...
I immediately got re-chickened as my chickening was about to run out. Three, two, one, and I'm back.
The other healer and I kind of have matching. Both got bright red, flowy shirts.
Oh, there's an Iron Chain I should be attacking.
Yeah.
And it's dead.
This music is so good.
There's a reason it's so enduring. It plays in 12 when you fight him in that hunt, right?
Yes. It also plays in 13.2 when you fight him as a DLC with a really nice arrangement. Has a very like traditional Japanese style to it.
Nice. I'm still gonna play the 13 sequels. Love got them for me like 6 years ago, and I just never got around to them.
I feel like each Lightning game got better progressively. What each 13 game. Man, that tank buster comes out really quickly. You don't have much time to get your defenses up.
Alright, I'm going to roll need this time.
Yay. Might be competing with the other tank though.
Yeah, the other tank seems like they haven't done it yet, so you might be actually get it.
I feel like they've done it before, but they're not on this character.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's leaving. And Kino acquired!
Oh, you rolled 99. No one was getting it off you.
Alright, let's use it.
Me and Min just stood on the walls like very pretty gargoyles.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Hildy. What ho, Lore! Have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once, and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. Already beat him, man. The battle has already been won. That is triumphant news indeed. Clearly, the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this, you say? The treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood? Worry not, my ever-loyal associate, for no buried treasure will escape the keen eye of Hildebrand, agent of enquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again? The forest we're currently inside, Hildebrand? Suddenly it's daytime.
We've been searching for the sword for a long time. Apparently it was well hidden.
Lore, what news of the primal and the treaty blade? Remarkable! I knew the warrior of light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildebrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship, at once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasures of lost Sildi. To think that they were locked away in the vaults of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. And just how did you come to know of these long-lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded this magic of legend, Ellie and I might still have had the last laugh. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. What I wouldn't have given to see it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages this realm has ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? This is about to be a comedy bit, isn't it? The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man whispers a verdict true. Azema's virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak, "Blade in hand, I swear unto you." The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Hildebrand's going to say this, and something's going to happen. This is going to be so good.
He's holding it aloft.
So sometimes the setup is just like teed up. It's right there.
Over here, friends! Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant.
The music.
Behold, safe in my hands, none other than the treaty blade, and the real one this time, I swear unto you. Yes, yes, just like that. I swear unto you, then... My word! Whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Ridiculous! Hildebrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. Raise it aloft, Hildebrand. It would seem the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us.
It's a sentient blade that after hundreds of years has gone senile.
No, the light. Someone stop it! I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon. Hold it aloft, Hildy. Everybody's smiling at that. Well, I dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. And so the light of justice that shone from the treaty blade banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say, I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have been much use to us after all. Inspector! Oh, Inspector, wait for me! Falls balls, Hildy. First you almost die at your poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to God's nowhere without even giving her a kiss goodbye.
I like how everybody's treating it like it was intentional.
Ho ho ho! It appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildebrand, as it has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. So, in the end, the Sildine incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light. Well, the treaty blade is some 6 centuries old, after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be.
Literally senile. A sword, a legendary artifact, has gone senile.
The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Balladia. It was every bit as beautiful as I had imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes. It's nothing short of a dream come true. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make a girl's dream come true. A gentleman to the end, the bloody bastard. Oh, it left an aurora borealis in the sky. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's still going! What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye? A curious scent wafting in the winds from a far-flung land. Do I smell... a case? You're gonna burn your feet off, Hildy. Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wronged want for succor, I, Hildebrand, shall be there, till we meet again! Poor Nashu getting left behind.
Every time.
See you, Space Inspector.
Hildebrand will return. Ellipsis question mark. Goodbye, strange crystal creature. Well, that was silly as fuck. I really enjoyed the Hildebrand quest lines.
Yes.
That was really good. That was really funny.
Yeah. They'll continue at the end of Heavensward.
Good.
But also branches off into a Briardine story later as well.
Oh, so
Yeah, he gets his own quest. Yeah, he gets his own quest chain.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, it's an actual mystery showing what it's like for his life when he's not surrounded by this.
imbeciles.
So check out the Hildebrand outfit because it's
Also type / Hildy, Hildy.
yeah.
Nope.
Awesome.
This does not suit me.
Yeah, you may remember me and other people using that emote all the time while following you around because it's silly.
Yep. Hey, it's Nashu's outfit. I really like this on Nashu.
Yeah.
The girls get the Nash of the outfit, which is nice.
Awesome.
So that is the end of Hildebrand for now.
For now. Ah, good shit.
It really is.
So there's not really any other quest lines you think I should do before I do 2.5 and go to Heavensward, right? It's just 2.5 into Heavensward?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if at any point you get a stream where you want to do some dungeons, there's plenty we can unlock still. But
yeah, there's still a lot of dungeons to but like we can do that like later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to Heavensward already. It's been like 6 months. According to chat, Hildebrand accidentally stasis crashed at Dalamund, and so there's a discrepancy between his physical and chronological age.
Cool.
All right. That's pretty on brand for the dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I had read that. Apparently, he basically ended up in the stasis field that was keeping Bahamut shit from deteriorating properly.
Huh.
It does not do anything to explain why his mom looks young, though.
No.
Hang on, I'm deciding whether I want to do Deltarune at 5:30 or 6, and deciding how much time I need to eat between Final Fantasy XIV and Deltarune.
Ah.
I could just make myself some ramen real quick later. Alright. Peace for Thanalan? No, good intentions. Pray, return to the Rising Stones.
I believe there's new interactions now in the Rising Stones since you finished 2.4.
Nice.
And even if there are, it's been a while since you've been in there, so you might see something that you forgot about.
I checked after that stream and Tataru seems to have something new at least.
Awesome.
I'll be right back. I can still hear though.
I like that the emote is actually called Hildy.
Yeah. It's very nice. It's very on brand. So yeah, from here it's just a straight shot to Heaven's Sword. And by straight shot, I mean a long meandering series that still have to take you all over the realm.
It wouldn't be Final Fantasy XIV if it wasn't that.
Yep.
I do not fault Sir Emmerich for being less than forthcoming with his beliefs. Not even the Highborn are beyond the reach of the Inquisition. True, young leaders can be more amenable to new ideas. Then again, their lack of experience and influence can hinder their ability to enact reforms. Oh yeah, hey, Y'shtola! Guess who just killed a primal? There's little fortune and far less fame in being a receptionist, but one must be realistic. Also, it would seem that I was grossly misinformed regarding the average earnings of a street performer. You sure were, Tataru. A lot of new faces have come in from all over to join the Crystal Braves. We're glad for the help, of course, but it's still a right pain in the arse training them up. Forgive me, Lore. I thought I had prepared enough meals for everyone, but the others were most hungry. I don't get to eat your cooking? Come on. Our stocks of wine have nearly run dry. That Charlayan scholar is drinking us out of house and home. Vagrant's unconscious.
I mean,
What?
don't get into a drinking contest with a road.
They do have like the massive advantage of being made of like pure meat.
What you two do is your own business. Don't say I didn't warn you.
It reminds me of D&D actually. Our characters went drinking, and my paladin is really broad and tall, and it just turns out that he's beefy enough that he doesn't really get drunk, but he still gets fucking hangovers.
Oh, that sucks. Trying to tumble the table now, are we? Don't give up yet, boy. Ida, line him up. Hey. I just gotta say, you're a pretty, you're all right. A sip before practice, a sip after practice, and all too often a sip during practice. I do believe Moonbrita is having quite the bad influence on you. Hey, put that down, Hoary Boulder. Calm yourself, Colton, eh? It's just a little sip after practice. Clears out the cobwebs, no end. All right. So I'm curious, how long is 2.5? Just 2.5, not 2.55.
8 quests.
I meant like time-wise, do you think?
Oh, it has both the dungeon and the trial, so it.
Yeah, but the bulk of my time is going to be spent reading text.
Yeah, it's like probably a couple hours.
It's probably what?
Probably a couple hours. It's a chunky bit of story.
Less than I was expecting.
Yeah, the biggest bulk of the story for the 2.5 is in 2.55.
Gotcha.
Where it's like 16 quests.
Mm-hmm.
I am most eager to address the Ashian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, Antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Lore, in particular, is ever a steadying hand, who I trust will continue to support the Braves. Yeah, just throw me at the problems, man. I'll take care of them. It's worked so far. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice it to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monetarist ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. You little brat, get out of here. We have matters here well in hand. Moonbreeda's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Urianger is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Lore, while we focus on that task, mayhap you can assist Alphino and his braves with theirs?
Excuse me.
It would do much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Riol's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you are finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. All right, let's go get Riol's report.
I like the alliteration. Oh, people have moved around again.
Is everything in order, Lore? Are you ready to attend us? Oh, they have moved around. Hello, Lore. Are you sleeping well? You must be absolutely exhausted from saving the realm on a daily basis. Well, I don't like to brag, but I'm pretty much fine. That's a lie. I do like to brag. Ever since Moonbrina arrived, the Rising Stones has been buzzing with excited energy. She's hot and everyone wants to bang her. I must admit, her enthusiasm is rather contagious. I am unfamiliar with the dishes of the lands to the north. Perhaps once Moonbrina has concluded her current research, she might deign to share with me her culinary knowledge. Moonbrina has charged us with acquiring some rather esoteric manuscripts, but I'm afraid the task is proving to be nigh impossible. When the City of Learning was abandoned, a great many tomes were scattered and lost. How smoothly our research might proceed were we able to peruse the archives of yesteryear. Oh, did this world have its own Library of Alexandria incident? Hey, Thancred, you're looking remarkably sober.
Yeah, not quite.
Shh. We'll get there.
Well, they've already mentioned it.
Yeah.
When one is in need of precious commodities, it helps to have friends in the right places. Fortunately, I am well acquainted with the charming daughter of a successful Uldan import merchant. How acquainted? We needed a rare ore to modify the white auracite, and Thancred solved the problem using only his link pearl. I mean, it's great and everything, but where's the fun in that? We'll talk to Moonbrina
Things aren't the
last.
same ever since we switched to meetings.
Since we what?
Since we switched to Zoom meetings.
We were but stripling adventurers the night we saw fire rain from the sky and a pillar of light scorch the heavens. What a sight that was, eh, Coltonay? Hori and I were in eastern Thanalan when the colossal shards of Dalamud pierced the ground. We stood witness to the subsequent explosion of ether and watched dumbfounded as the swirling energy solidified into those twisted crystal structures that we now know so well.
The burning wall in east of Dryburn.
These two have been telling me stories about the corrupted crystal formations that appeared following the calamity. I'll need more data before I can draw a conclusion, but I'm intrigued by the potential of their untapped energies. All right, Riol, what you got for us? Pleasure as always, Lore. You'll be escorting the commander to Ulda, I take it. Wait, I have a babysitting job now? Actually, I had another task in mind for her. If you would be so kind as to repeat your report for her benefit, word for word, I'll be watching and listening, and I hope you don't forget anything this time. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons what found their way into refugee hands a ways back. So happens we caught wind of something promising, a rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain secret. Brings to mind that merchant what caught an arrow while talking to Lore, don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy? Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, Lore? Sounds like a plan? Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Ulda. I expect good tidings. Or else. Don't you or else me, you little twerp.
You're giving a very demanding personality to our little brother here.
I'm in that mood today.
I just imagine Alphina hearing that and say, "Wait, little brother, when did that happen?" It's like, "Oh, don't worry, I've got like the adoption papers sorted. I just need you and your sister's signatures."
Yeah. I was watching a different Final Fantasy streamer the other day, and they were like, Alize and Blue Alize?
I love Red Alphino and Blue Alizer. Oh look, dry bones wet.
I was about to ask.
Really wet this time. I can barely even make out the statue of Noel Thal from Highbridge.
Oh wow, it is coming down. Oh my god, there's... Have either of you been in a heavy storm in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet yet?
Not yet.
It's not much of a spoiler, it's just a funny thing that happens. If you're in an area with Hoppips or Drifloons, they'll fly all over the place being buffeted by the wind. It's so funny. And you can run into them. They'll just swoop out of nowhere being blown around.
Oh, holy shit, I never knew you could do this. I've just landed on the hands of the Noel Thal statue.
Oh, yeah.
I just assumed it would be uninteractable like most background elements.
Huh, so you can. Don't mind me, Ilbert. I was taking care of something very important down there.
Trivia.
I promise. Ah, Lore. My scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Black Marketeer, and it would seem that his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. I'll just thunder to them once and they'll all drop. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman of your standing, and Commander Loreweaver needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural that he would come to rely upon you without hesitation. Are you trying to crowd me out of the adventuring stuff? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me, Lore. I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I've a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the Black Marketeer unawares. Sure. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off. Good luck, my friend. Who goes there? An adventurer? Damned fool. You never should have come here, and now you're gonna pay!
Never should have come here.
You know, you could throw more than 2 people at us at once. Come on.
Then I would let you thunder to all of them, and they don't. Tactics, Lord. Tactics.
So if I cut his head off, would I have a Black Marketeer bodyguard head?
I don't understand. Well, what's this all about? Ah! I guess I'd better get in there and help. Killed him, huh? I don't trust you, Ilbert. As you can see, this is a fine mess. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. But before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Loreweaver will be most disappointed. Yes, he will. Damn it all! A golden opportunity, wasted. How much do you trust this new recruit? As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of Duskwhite sellswords we suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the immortal flames or the brass blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons. Yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but.
So what you saying, Ilbert, is you buggered up.
Ilbert would like nothing more than to have this incident forgotten. Well, too bad! I will join the first in their hunt for the Duskwhite sellswords. If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ulda in my stead. Entrust them to the third's Yu Hase. He will take care of the rest. Alright, it is 4:30, so once I finish teleporting, we're gonna call it. Because
Okay.
I need time to eat and get ready
Fair enough.
for Deltarune.
Sounds like a plan.
So later tonight at 5:30 or 6 will be Deltarune. Let's see the rest of the schedule. Tomorrow will be Disco Elysium at 1 p.m., followed by more Deltarune at 6. Monday will be The Wolf Among Us at 1 p.m., followed by Deltarune at 6. Hopefully I'll have finished Deltarune by then, because the next few days are packed. We'll follow it with Metal Gear Solid 2 on Tuesday, at 2:30 p.m., Final Fantasy VI on Wednesday at 1 p.m., and on Thursday, we're doing the second half of To the Moon at 1 p.m. So, for tonight, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.